過ぎた季節が嘘だとしても重ねたぬくもりは嘘じゃない君が残した背中の傷跡は今もずっと甘くてだからずっと痛くて
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back with you on another new chapter of Gundam Seed Soldier. And honestly, thanks guys for the love for the first chapter. Sorry it was mostly that of a, explanation chapter alongside of an information chapter about my new about my OC of the story. But even so, thanks for the support, even if I know that this chapter probably won't get as much as the first chapter, though. So, at any rate, little recap. We talked about the main character of this story, Aaron McGrath, a half Caucasian Arabic American, as he trained himself day in and day out, and worked hard to become a Gunpla battler, both in Gunpla Battle Nexus and Gunpla Battle Duels, to become a pro. As he working hard to even make that of iconic rivals to become his friends, being famous enough to even get sponsors from that of well-known companies such as that of Square Enix, even paying his way to college with the sponsorships. However, before he head off to college, and he wanted to, his rival slash friend Samuel Lin wanted to test out a new system. A system that allowed them to interact with the Gundam universe with their Gunpla for Gunpla Battle Nexus, and possibly even for Gunpla Battle Duels as well, if possible. Aaron decided to test out the system, and by going into the Seed universe, as his first mission was to save the Montgomery, the Nazca class ship of the Alliance military, which had that of the foreign vice minister, being George Ouster, Flay's father, from dying. Doing this, he used his Loveless Gundam, a customized transformable Gundam, to save the minister, and also showed off his skills as a pro of Gunpla with that, and then soon went into the Archangel and was about to end the simulation. However, for some reason, he didn't leave the simulation, or rather, the simulation was way too real, even for that of Gundam standards, actually. Which means Aaron is actually in the universe of Seed, where he soon passes out. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Also, before I truly start, I also want to apologize. When I was saying Narumi's name, I kept, mispronouncing it. For some reason, even as a kid, when I first watched, Gundam Seed, I always mispronounced Narumi Ramius pretty wrong, to be honest. So yeah. So from now on, I'm just gonna call her by her last name being Ramius, and that's it. But if I have to call her by her first name by story preferences, then I'll try my best to get it right. Any rate, with all that said, let's get into this again. Chapter 2, Battler turned Mercenary. Back in our world, currently, Aaron is basically eating tons of food. Almost seems like the guy has been, that have now merged, to be honest. As for example, he basically ate that of 5 meals from McDonald's, 10 meals from that of Chick-fil-A, 20 subs from that of Subway, and 5 large pepperoni pizzas from Papa John's, with Sam completely and utterly shocked and surprised, as of course he has the money to pay for this stuff, but he would never expect somebody to actually eat this much, with saying, "Damn, dude, what did you not get much to eat?" Saying, it almost looked, seriously, you look like you're about to start, like you're literally that of a third world child right now. With then as he soon finally finished eating his last bite with that of a huge-ass burp, with saying, "Well, excuse me, military rations are not that good, to be honest." And even though the Archangel didn't have bad food, it's just, having to ration your ship for literally that of 5 months straight is like goddamn torture. With then soon Sam saying, "Jesus Christ, you really were in the seed universe for that long. I mean, the pilot suit is one thing. You didn't even have it on you. Hell, what happened to your actual clothes?" Most likely stealing the Archangel, if I'm going to be honest. With then saying, "Dude, I can't believe it. My machine isn't just a simulation. It's like an actual gateway to the seed universe. It's amazing. I'm going to be free. I'm going to be a goddamn billionaire. No, trillionaire." With then soon Aaron giving that of a death glare to the young Asian boy, with then saying, "Or not. Well, I'll think about it. But first, let me hear your side of the story. Also, when you were starting to eat, I also called Gabe and told him about what happened." With then soon Aaron saying, "You called Gabe? But why? I mean," saying, "Dude, even though he's serious, even though he's working hard for the World Gunpla tournament, he still worries about you, man. He worries about all of us. So of course, and it wouldn't feel right me not calling him about this, especially what happened to you. He said he'll probably try and make it down here by tomorrow, or at its latest, possibly in the next two days or so." So, with then hearing this, Aaron couldn't help but sigh, but then saying, "Can't be helped. Actually, now that I think about it, I do need to talk with Gabe, and not just him, but everyone else too. All the people I'm close with in Gunpla battles, to be fair, outside of Nexus." With then hearing this, Sam was saying, "What do you have in plan?" Saying, "I'll explain that. But first, let me explain on what happened to me for 5 months if in the cosmic era. With 5 months back in the cosmic era of Gundam Seed, acting Captain Marumi Ramius, Commander Mula Flaga, and Ensign Nadaru Bajrul are basically in the infirmary, seeing the young boy that they brought in with his right arm basically cuffed. However, his left hand shows his Gunpla base as he's still clenching onto it tight, almost like it in that of a vice grip. With Nadaru was thinking about just breaking his fingers to let go of it, but Ramius decides not to, as it would be wrong. With then soon Moo couldn't help but say, "He's just a kid, just like Kira, but he seems a bit older." With then soon Nadaru saying, "A kid that was able to pilot a mobile suit that good, oh, he's basically on the level of an ace, but something that you would see on Zaf, possibly in that of Lacroixit." Hearing that name, Moo couldn't help but tense up and get a little bit angry before it soon shoved off. But then Ramius couldn't help but speak up, saying, "As soon as he wakes up, we need to ask him questions. But before that," with then looking at the Archangel's doctor, saying, "Doctor, you took a blood sample from him. Are you sure that he's not really a coordinator, especially after everything that he did?" With then the doctor couldn't help but say, "I am absolutely 100% sure, telling the truth about this. He is a natural. But the thing is, even though he is a natural, his biology is quite unique, to be fair. Not only that he is, Caucasian, he's also that of Arabic as well. But the hair, and I even took a DNA sample of his hair. It's pure blonde. So he's quite the natural genetic perfection, to be fair. You don't see many people like him, to be honest, unless they're a coordinator. To be honest, he's quite genetically perfect. With then soon Moo saying, "That's quite something, Doc." I mean, sure, kids like him now. You don't see many kids like him nowadays, but still. With then she's saying, "But did you find any information about him? Any Alliance personnel, something like that? Especially, however, let's also bring up his mobile suit, for example. Ever since he passed out, it's been on the defense. Hell, it's had its beam saber in its hand, constantly making sure that nobody gets any closer to it. It's almost like it has a mind of its own. And we're hoping once he wakes up, he'll actually disarm it as soon as possible." With Nataro looking at the young man, with then saying, "Yeah, you don't see many mobile suits walking on their own. Hell, you don't see that at all any day. It's almost like it's like ever since Heliopolis, this entire journey back to Earth, especially back to the moon, has been completely and utterly crazy. But I have to say, I gotta thank the guy. He did save our skins. Not only that, he even saved the Montgomery. So you gotta give him credit for that. Especially saving that Flay girl's father being vice minister. With then Romius couldn't help but say, "Speaking of our diplomat, he really wants to thank this boy after all, not directly, also especially Flay as well. But I also want to find out, how did he know that we had Lacus Klein on this ship as well? It's completely and utterly a shock and surprise on how he knew, on how no one, not even Zaf, knew that we had Lacus Klein on this ship, and yet he did. So I need to know how." Hearing this, the two Alliance soldiers couldn't help but feel curious as well. As they think this, they began hearing stirring as it coming from the medical bunk. With then Aaron opened his eyes, showing his light baby blue eyes. With then soon, for some reason, Mew couldn't help but whistle at his eyes. With then Narumi couldn't help but feel also somewhat caught off guard. However, Nataro, on the other hand, felt somewhat, blushing after seeing his eyes as well. With then soon, Aaron couldn't help but take that of a big yawn, saying, "That felt like a good nap. I haven't had a nap like that in basically years." And with then looking around, and soon he has his GP base in the grip of his hand, saying, "Thank God, I still have it. I wasn't for sure." With then realizing, oh God. I'm with looking up and seeing the three Alliance personnel alongside the doctor of the Archangel as well, as he waves to the young man, soon going over to him saying, "I see you're finally awake. Well, good to see that you're well. Just to let you know, you did pass out. My guess, definitely exhaustion. How long have you been inside of your mobile suit, actually? I need to know." With then soon Aaron saying, well, you see," within Romius couldn't help but speak up, saying, "That's what I'd like to know too. Who are you and how did you even get that mobile suit?" With then Aaron internally thinking, crap. Seriously, I was just hoping that it was just the doctor in me where I can actually bullshit my way a little bit and think things out. But right now, they're here. They're right here and now. Great. And the worst part is, this isn't a real simulation. These guys are really real. These are the real people from the Gundams, from the Mobile Suit Gundam Seed series. You gotta be kidding me, damn it. With then eternally thinking, calm down, Aaron. You got this. Remember, you already did play it off pretty well when you first got here. You can do it again. Just try and think things through. Then soon, Aaron takes a deep breath, saying, well, before I answer that, let me introduce myself. I can't give you my real name because, well, I don't remember it, to be honest. With then hearing that, all four of them couldn't help but, well, flinch at that. But people call me Ace, to be fair. With then soon, Moo saying, Ace, huh? Is it basically that you're an ace pilot? With then soon putting his GP base back into his pants pocket before snapping, saying, bingo. I expect nothing best from the, well, Hawk of Endymion. With then soon everybody else was shocked before then Moo saying, so you're aware of me. I'm guessing you know my stunts, saying, hey, being the only survivor of your entire squad while also surviving a Cyclops system at the same time shows on how much of a badass you are and how much luck you have. With then Aaron internally thinking, yeah, that luck is completely, utterly bullshit. Seriously, how the hell does a person survive that of a Lohengrin cannon in space and yet comes back alive in Gundam Seed with basically memory loss instead? Seriously, the plot armor for most of these characters is fucking ridiculous. As Aaron says this internally in his head, with then soon Nataro couldn't help but say, who are you really? And your machine, where did you get that G weapon? With then Aaron couldn't help but say, wait, G weapon? You mean my Gundam? Psst, I built it, of course. With then hearing that, but soon Narumi couldn't help but say, are you joking? Saying, oh yeah, definitely. No, I'm not joking. Seriously, I built my Loveless all by myself entirely. I got the part, and you can ask me all these other questions if you want. Basically, where did I get the parts? Where did I have where could I find the parts? And when did I have the time to build it, of course. But that's the thing. I could tell you where I found the parts. However, the place where I got the parts are literally gone, to be honest. So don't even bother asking me that crap. So yeah, with then Aaron thinking, hopefully that works. With then Narumi couldn't help but say, okay, fine, we won't. But I will say this. If you build that, then you must have known about the G-Weapon project that the Alliance has been working on. Saying, oh, you mean the G-Weapon project that Orb and the Alliance worked on? So the Alliance can get their own mobile suits that they can use to mass production in the future, and Orb gets the combat data so they can basically have the data that they need to finish up their own mobile suits. With then hearing that, all three of them were caught off guard and shocked and surprised. With then soon Moo can up and say, are you serious? Wait, what are you wait, you're not giving us your real name, and you gave us a code name. By any chance, are you a sneak? With then Aaron saying, a sneak? Is he mean? Wait, do you think I'm a spy? Psst, hell no. You really think I would be caught dead joining the Alliance? Seriously, too much protocol for that bullshit. With then soon Narumi can up and say, so, who are you really? With then Aaron can up and say, I could. If you could fucking uncuff me first. I mean, seriously, who just cuffs a person into a freaking medical room of all things? Come on, back me up here, doc. With then looking at the doctor, would up and say, well, I can agree with you on one aspect. Cuffing a patient like you that was basically going through that of either exhaustion or basically that of of hyperventilation, which makes sense. But but as a soldier, as myself, it only makes sense to make sure that you don't go anywhere and make sure that you are not a true threat as well. Within the doctor looking at the captain saying, "Please, Captain, would you let my patient go? He's perfectly fine now, but at least try and take it easy after all. You did just wake up from being passed out for that of 9 hours." With then hearing that saying, "I've been out for 9 hours? Damn. I guess time really does fly by." As Aaron looks up to the 3 Alliance soldiers, with Ramius soon looking at Mu saying, "Commander LaFlaga, could you?" Saying, "Oh yeah, I got it." With getting the key off of the doctor's desk and then uncuffing Aaron. With then Aaron feeling around his wrist saying, that was my first time being in handcuffs. Seriously, I am not a fan." With then looking up, as he can feel the zero gravity around the ship, even in the infirmary, thinking, so this is what zero gravity feels like. Oh man, this is awesome. I mean, I only had that of the feeling back in that of Gundam Battle Nexus, but my body never truly fully experienced it after all. This is amazing. With Aaron looking back at them, with then Natter saying, "But before we could continue knowing more about you, Mr. Ace, could you get your mobile suit under control? It's been in combat stance the entire time. It's been on the Brit, been on that of the hangar bay, and it's had his beam saber out this entire time. Everybody is afraid on what it could do." With then saying, "Wait, what do you?" With soon Aaron's eyes whining, saying, "Oh crap!" With then opening up his GP base. With soon the facial recognition began. Before then, Aaron goes to his Gunpla base mobile suit development before going to the AI of Alleluia, saying, "Alleluia, calm yourself. I'm fine now. Disengage. I repeat, disengage." With then Sue Ali saying, "Oh, thank God. You're definitely fine. All right. I'm just glad that you're all right." With then soon giving him a look that says, "Do not say my name." With then Alleluia as the even though this is an AI version of Alleluia from Gundam 00 of Season 2 after all. So he knows when to say a code name. But then saying, "Of course, I understand." With then, as Aaron types in the code name, Ace. With saying, "Of course, Ace, I got it." With back in the hangar, soon the loveless Gundam gets out of battle stance, puts away its double-bladed extendo beam saber. With then soon shuts down. With then everyone in all of the mechanics, even Chief Mechanic Murdoch, couldn't help but say, "Oh, that was close. I was seriously about to even suggest we just vent this damn thing out of the hangar. But now that it's calmed down, I don't think we have nothing to worry about anymore." With then soon looking out saying, "Everybody, you can get back to work. We need to get the strike back up and ready in case. As for the mysterious mobile suit, I'm afraid that it may move, so keep your distance from it for the time being." With that, soon Aaron closes his GP base before stuffs his GP base back into his pocket, saying, "Better?" With then everybody completely caught off guard. With then Moose saying, "Damn, kid, you will make things quite interesting." With then Narumi couldn't help but feel somewhat intense about the situation as she pinches the bridge of her nose. With then saying, "Let's please explain. I think we could head into that of the debriefing room for the time being." With then saying, "Sure, whatever. But lead the way, big boobs." with then saying that, with then Aaron saying, oh crap, did I just say that out loud? With then Narumi couldn't help but blush at the comment, with then saying, I am so sorry. I kind of have a problem with basically speaking my mind if I feel a little bit nervous. I'm sorry. With then Moo could up and say, damn, that's quite the defense mechanism you got there. Being honest when you're feeling nervous, that is quite the contradictory. With then Nataro could look at Aaron sheepishly. With then she couldn't help but think, this boy, I can tell he's older than the rest of our volunteers, but he seems more childish. Let's just hope. How is he able to pilot a mobile suit that well in combat and yet act like this outside of combat? Who is he really? With then soon, as they leave the infirmary, they begin to float down the corridors before then something begins to squeak out as it goes, Haro, Haro, with, is it being Lacus's Haro, Mr. Pink, with, then it flies towards Aaron, with then saying, Haro, as he's saying, wait, I know this Haro, with then Lacus saying, oh my, thank you for capturing Mr. Pink there. He was going off on his own as always, with then saying, Lacus found Haro, Lacus found Haro, with then saying, no worries. As Aaron tosses Mr. Pink back to Lacus, with then she catching it, with then soon Moose saying, well, what's the princess doing out here? With then soon Nataro saying, that's what I like to know as well. But then Narumi saying, Miss Klein, where is Mr. Yamato? With then soon Kira saying, I'm right here. Sorry. Turns her Haro went off and she went to chase her. So I went after her as well. And with then saying, no problems, kid. Things happen. When dealing with those Haros, they can be quite tricky, but they are fun to mess around with. Ain't that right? With then Lackey saying, so somebody else? So you also like Haros as well? What do you think of Mr. Pink? With then he looking at the pink Haro of death, with then saying, he's pretty cute, to be honest. I can tell he was made from vats of love and care, after all. Somebody who's quite interested in tinkering with machines and knows how to design them quite good. With then soon Kira couldn't help but flinch hearing that. Is he saying he could tell all that from just looking at the Haro? Especially since Atherin was the one who made it for Lacus, given that, well, she is his fiancée. With then Lacus saying, I see. Thank you for your honest opinion, Mr. Ace. Call me Ace. I don't really know my first or last name after all. Kind of lost my memories, to be fair. With saying, so you have amnesia? Saying, that's what everyone's told me. So yeah, I get amnesia. With then hearing saying, that's so sad. I will give you a prayer, hoping that your memories return to you. With then soon, Aaron couldn't help but say, I would like that, Miss Klein. Hey, knowing that the most famous pop star of all time is praying for my memories to return, I say that's the biggest luck I can ever ask for. With then soon, everybody in the hall began getting a little bit flustered. With then, Narumi couldn't help but say, let's get back on track. You still need to talk to us, saying, of course. And Mr. Yamato, make sure to send Miss Klein back to her room, like we said. Saying, of course. Come on, Lacus. We have to go. With then saying, okay. Bye, Mr. Ace. Saying, later. With then soon, Aaron couldn't help but speak up, saying, so, plan on giving her back to Zaf or not? Or do I have to be the one to do it? With then soon, and no, Nataro couldn't but say, we'll speak about that later. Now, with then Nataro couldn't help but say, it's complicated. We'll probably talk about that as we go. With then looking back at the two mature women and could help but say, fine. As they continue going on, Aaron could help but say, so this is what I expect from. No wonder they really do show it quite well here in this. Originally in the show, both Narumi and Nataro were basically the big sisters / mother figures of the Archangel crew. Narumi basically shows that big sis energy, to be fair. At first, she does show that motherly energy during Destiny. Kind of makes sense given that Nataro does die at the end of Seed. And Nataro, on the other hand, strict and to the point soldier as always. It's what I expect from a woman basically from that of an Atlantic Federation military family. But she acts more, but I can tell she's acting more motherly than that of soldierly, to be fair, especially around the kids. But still, with then looking down below, as he soon gets a look at Nataro's butt, with then saying, but I won't lie, those hips don't lie. With Aaron getting back on track. However, Mu actually saw that and couldn't help but laugh to himself internally as they soon arrive into the briefing room. Surprisingly, George Alster, alongside the captain of the Montgomery, is also there as well, with even Flay there too, surprising as well, given that, of course, she almost saw her father die, and especially clinging on to him, as long as he's on the, Archangel, after all. Within, the foreign minister couldn't help but look at Aaron, saying, you must be the young man who saved me. So you're finally awake, and I'm glad that you're doing all right. As he soon looks at Aaron, within looking at his appearance, thinking, young man, by any chance, are you? No, I'm not a coordinator. I'm natural. This is just how I naturally look. With then soon George Alster can help but say, of course, I remember. It's just you have quite the unique genes, that's all. I remember the doctor saying that. With then the captain saying, quite. You must be quite. For a young man your age to be piloting a mobile suit. And you even took on an entire squad of Nazca-class ships and Gins too, without even breaking a sweat in battle. For that, I thank you for saving my ship, alongside the remaining of my crew as well. With then, as the captain offered a handshake, saying, thank you, sir. It was a pleasure to do what I could, to help as much as I can. Can I get your, my name is Captain Bailey Morrison. I'm the captain of the Nelson-class ship, the Montgomery. It's a pleasure to meet you, young man. Saying, Ace. And don't ask me for my last name. That's the only name I was ever given. So, with then Flay going over to Aaron and couldn't help but say, Mr. Ace, my name is Flay Alster, and thank you for saving my daddy. I really appreciate it. With then Aaron basically internally, the manipulative bitch herself. I mean, the anime basically showed that she was quite cute and hot at the same time with a body like that. But damn, seeing her in person, the anime does not do her justice. That's for sure. Now I can actually see why Kira not only fell for her, not just because of her looks, but also because of that body. I would actually sleep with that too, if I wasn't the kind of guy that refuses to stick my dick in crazy. But then again, she won't be crazy given that her father's now alive. Possibly she won't even join the alliance so she can get her unjustly revenge over Kira. I mean, seriously, what the hell was this girl thinking? With then he getting out of his thoughts, with then saying, it was no biggie. I was just doing the right thing. If I have the power to save somebody, I'm going to do it, no matter what it takes. With then soon hearing this, Flay couldn't help but feel happy at Aaron's words. With, for some reason, it kind of made her feel, well, giddy inside. With then soon she sang, thank you, still thank you again. With that, soon Narumi coughing into her hand, saying, now, as what I was saying, with then the vice minister saying, Lieutenant Romius, what is saying, we still need to know on who you are, Mr. Ace. So, you need to explain. You say you build your own mobile suit, and you call it a Gundam. With then saying, care to explain where did you get the parts to make that Gundam? With then hearing this, with that, Aaron places his hand on his chin before saying, this is the perfect time to. I don't plan on working with the Alliance. Come the fuck on. You expect me to work with a bunch of people who have been infiltrated by Blue Cosmos? But then again, if I'm in this universe, I can actually change a lot of things. Besides, hell, why stop at saving George Alster, who I know for sure is a member of Blue Cosmos, given that Flay despises coordinators. Basically putting Kira under the bus at Artemis, while also basically treating Lacus, who was the very definition of pure and kindness, offer of being friends down because she was a coordinator. It's literal bullshit. So, now, I have the perfect opportunity. I can change this for the better. And the worst part is, Seed never had, unlike other Gundam series, Seed never had any private military companies. So, that which to me was a goddamn waste. So I believe this might be my best opportunity. With then Aaron internally smiling before saying, actually, let me explain. Like I told you, I did design my own Gundam. However, as for the parts, I didn't get them from that of Morgan Reed or the Alliance. I was able to design the parts and gain the parts myself. As you could tell, that my mobile suit doesn't have any phase shift armor, for example. I'm pretty sure any of your mechanics can realize that if they realize that it's been in battle stance this entire time and is slow and basically, moves its head to make sure to keep people away from him. With then hearing that, everybody else was completely caught off guard by these words. With then soon saying, are you sure you guys want to let Miss Flay continue hearing this? She shouldn't hear this given that she's still a civilian. Am I right? With then hearing that, with then her father, George, can help but say, Flay, head back to your friends inside, saying, but Daddy, I'll be fine, sweetie. Just go. This will be over pretty soon. With then feeling a little bit down. However, mostly she getting away from both her father and the person who saved her father as well. With then looking as she soon leaves, but then instead of looking back at her father, she looks back at Aaron. As Aaron was about to turn around, she soon left the briefing room. With then soon the door slides open and then slides closed. With that, soon now we're saying, go on, saying, of course. Like I said, I build my own Gundam. However, the parts we built, I basically got from my organization. It's a private military company of mercenaries. It's called Avalanche. With then everybody shocked and surprised. But then Captain Bailey saying, Avalanche? I've never heard of it before. With then Moose saying, neither have I. And if mercenaries, and if they are mercenaries, and most of them are like you, how come they never took place? Saying, oh, they've taken place. Our company was founded by that of a, entrepreneur and former director of the Atlantic Federation, after all. He was basically tired of how the Atlantic Federation was doing things and decided to build his own PMC instead. So, and many people, and most of them are old soldier, are basically people who have defected from from both the Atlantic Federation, the Eurasia Federation, Orb, and also from the plants. So yes, many of the members of Avalanche were also coordinators as well. So I don't really discriminate against them since most of them raised me after all. With that, soon everybody was shocked. Even George Alster, then Narumi Kino would say, "They raised you?" Saying, "Oh yeah, raised me, trained me, showed me on the way on what it means to be that of a soldier in combat." First, they got me into that of learning how to pilot a mobile fighter pretty easily. Then the coordinators also helped me out with that of piloting a mobile suit. And soon after, the rest is history. When we found out about the, partnership between that of the Alliance and Orb with using the resources from that of Morgan Reed to build the Gundams, such as the Blitz, the Duel, the Buster, Aegis, and Strike. We also decided to build our own mobile suit and called it the Gundam, or the Loveless Gundam actually. But we didn't just stop there. We also have 2 more Gundams as well. We also have a second one, but the second one is, it's currently we can't access it just yet. It's quite difficult to do so right now. Within everybody looking at each other before looking back at Aaron, within Captain Bailey saying, "What do you mean you can't access it right now?" Saying, "Like I said, can't access it right now. Just like my Loveless Gundam was already prepared. As for the Gundam that we build, known as the Strife, it's, should only be used in case of an emergency, after all. That's why." Soon, Naruto saying, "So, you're the pilot of so that's what your mobile suit is called. The Loveless Gundam. It's named after that of an old poem story known as the Book of Loveless. One of my favorite poetic novels after all." Mu saying, "Quite the romanticist I see there." Saying, "You could say that. It's just after all, it's just the name, it sound cool after all. After all, there's no love. People would say that love can't bloom on the battlefield, so that's why it's called the Loveless. Why should love bloom when you're basically cutting people down who are in love?" And Aaron saying, "Oh God, that was so good." Then soon all of them feeling somewhat weary of saying that, but then Aaron saying, I'm joking. The real reasons why it's called Loveless is because there is no love among humanity, no love amongst ourselves. In the story, it's about one man's crusade to try and save the ones he loves in the world he loves, but at the cost of everybody hating him, from friends and family as well. Began seeing him as a monster, as where the love soon fade, where their love for him begins to fade. That's why it's truly called the Loveless. Then hearing that, Narumi saying, "That's quite interesting." Saying, "I know, right? That's why it's a good book. If you like, I think I could show you the book on my GPS." Within Mu saying, "Also that, you have that. Does that allow you to control your, mobile suit remotely?" Saying, "Huh? Oh, no. The reason on why my Loveless is able to move on its own it's because it has an AI. With then hearing that, everybody was really caught off guard. With then Narumi saying, I'm sorry, what? Saying, yeah, my Gundam has an AI. I mean, sure. Oh, controlling a mobile suit alone is pretty difficult. Hell, even when I had that of Coordinator help develop my OS for me, it was still pretty hard to control. So, even the techniques that I did took me basically months to perfect, and just doing only one of them at that. So, to control the mobile suits a lot more easier, we decided to create that of AI technology, a supporting system to help us control our mobile suits without any problems. But outside of that, and that's how I'm able to control my Gundam so easily. With then, as Aaron says this, internally thinking, psst, yeah, right in hell. I mean, Alleluia and my other AIs are basically that of supporting operating system. They basically give me aid in combat. They don't control my mobile suit entirely. I mean, sure, they can control it in that of Gundam Battle Nexus as that of a way to send me my Gunpla in case I'm in space, or if I'm too far away from it while walking around. But other than that, they don't really have that of full control. But now that I think about it, an AI system for the OS for mobile suits would be a goddamn godsend. Hell, now that I think about it, in the Astray series, the main character, Lo, actually has that of an AI to have him pilot that of the Gundam Astray Red Frame, given that he's not really a coordinator. And it's the only reason on why he's able to fight back pretty easily and improve the Red Frame as well. And yet, in the main series, even all the way to Destiny, they never really use that of AIs, which is completely and utterly stupid. Huh. Well, I guess that's one reason I better help out in Orb once we get there. I can basically give them, information to go after the Junk Guild, or possibly give them to have that of a contract so they can use their AI to develop their OS a lot better and a lot faster. I mean, they don't need to rely on Kira so damn much for them to develop their OSs perfectly. With then too, Natero saying, I'm sorry, you all developed an AI to help with you for your mobile suit combat? Saying, yep. I mean, you think I was able to do all that stuff that easily without an AI? I mean, come on. Controlling a mobile suit is hard enough. Like I said, even with being able to be taught how to pilot a mobile suit from coordinators, it still was tough. And even rewriting the OS didn't help that much. So having an AI to help me support myself and making controls easier to use them. That's all. With then Moo hearing this saying, wow, interesting. Honestly, if Avalanche was able to create AIs to support themselves with OS for mobile suit combat, why didn't we hire them to develop the G weapons instead? Within Narumi was about to speak up before then Aaron saying, because I'm the last person left. With then everybody's eyes widening, saying, my entire company, all the mercenaries of Avalanche, even our founder, Reeve, is dead. I'm the last member, and I'm currently the owner of the private military company. All our legacies left is that of me and our 2 Gundams. Hearing this, everybody was shocked and surprised. Within, Narumi couldn't help but say, how? Well, there were basically that of 20 of us, counting myself. Most of us were all that of half of us were naturals, while the other half were that of coordinators, counting myself as well, with me being a natural. So it was 10 coordinators and 10 naturals. So, and many of us did take on jobs. Some of us survived battles, while other of us died in bloody battles. To be honest, Most of the battles we were on were either that of battles that were basically impossible to solve, or basically sneak attack, hit and run tactics from either side. So, and as for Reeve, our founder, well, let's just say some of his old, friends or acquaintances back at the Atlantic Federation didn't take it so kindly that a former director left and basically started up his own private military company, and we're pretty okay with working with not just that of the Alliance, but also coordinators as well. So, with then hearing that, George Alster thinking, wait, it can't be, can it? With Moose saying, I see. He was killed, let me guess, Blue Cosmos? With then saying, bingo. Good choice finding out, Miss Commander LaFlaga. With then Moose saying, it's pretty obvious. He did say he was a former Alliance official. I'm guessing, yeah, Blue Cosmos saw him as a traitor, not only from leaving the Alliance and starting up his own company, but also taking in coordinators as that of workers as well, and even fighting against the Alliance. To them, they saw him as a traitor to his own kind, even though he was just a man who was tired of seeing so many good innocent people die for pointless orders. With then Nader saying, what do you mean by pointless orders? With then Aaron couldn't help but speak up, saying, tell me, if your commanding officer gave you an order to stand up front on the front lines by yourself with no support whatsoever and hold the line for the time being, would you do it? With then Nader saying, no, I want you to say it. Tell me, Ensign, would you do it? Would you risk your life basically pointlessly fighting a battle against enemy forces for absolutely nothing, knowing that you won't get any support and ally support at all? Would you do it? With then hearing this, Nader, the most decorated and loyal soldier of the Archangel crew, can help but sigh and stop clenching her fist, saying, no. Even though I am loyal and devoted to the Alliance military, I refuse to take orders that would just get me killed if it had no benefit. With then hearing that, Marumi and Moo were even Captain Bailey, already aware of, Ensign Badgerul's, pretty loyal to the Alliance military, given her family background after all, was caught off guard by those words. With then, even Aaron internally thinking, holy shit, she said that outright? I mean, I know she's, tries to be more reasonable later on in the series, but she literally just said that outright, that she wouldn't take orders, mindless orders that have no benefit. Huh. Well then, I guess that shows that she's not absolutely loyal out of the blue. With then saying, well, there you go. The point is, many good soldiers died from pointless orders, and Mr. Twesty just wanted to put an end to that. Hell, he doesn't see coordinators as coordinators or naturals as naturals. He just sees them as human beings, people who fight for a paycheck, and fight to live, and fight to survive. Simple as that. No genes or genetics have to get involved with that, when just trying to see us all as human. With then completely caught off guard by those words, with it almost felt like they were given that of a surprisingly shocking answer from this young man, with then saying, and that's my tale. Basically, I'm a mercenary. We create our own Gundams. We were planning on offering our services to that of the Alliance military. That's what I was planning on. With then hearing this, soon Narumi saying, "So you plan on working with us?" "Yeah, I am. However, on one condition. Since I found out that Lacus Klein was on this ship after one of the plant's memorial ships, which were going to Julius 7 to pay the respects to the people who lost their lives there, and knowing that Lacus Klein was also on that ship, and knowing that she's now here and she might be used as a hostage, I will only on one condition. Like I told the ZAF officers, you need to give her back to the plants, back to ZAF, actually." Hearing this, George Ouster was against it from the very beginning, which no surprise given that this is a bastard who is a supporter of Blue Cosmos and was trying to turn his daughter into a Blue Cosmos supporter, and it almost seems like it's working. With then soon Aaron looks at the vice minister saying, "Sir, my mobile suit is strong enough to take out almost 20 Gins. Five of them I killed, while the remaining 15 were basically unable to continue fighting when I basically disabled them entirely. I even destroyed a Nazca class ship and saved your life. So you need me on this war. You may got the numbers, but in reality, you have no experience. No true mobile fighters have their limits, and Gins can basically sink an entire fleet if possible. So I'll give you this: either give Lacus Klein back, and I'll continue working as a mercenary, waiting for my paycheck until we reach that of the 8th Fleet, or I could give Lacus Klein back to that of ZAF, work for them, and you have basically more to worry about. How's that sound?" With then hearing this, everybody was shocked and surprised. With then Narumi couldn't help but say, Are you threatening us?" With saying, "Well, it's more of a promise, actually. After all, I may be a mercenary, but I still got morals. If you're going to use an innocent civilian girl, even if she is related to that of Supreme Chairman Klein, her father, as that of a bargaining chip, just so you could continue going on with smooth sailing, then I can't work with people like that who just use an innocent girl as a hostage for their own benefit. Not only that, let's just say if you do make it to the 8th Fleet with her, who do you think is going to probably take advantage of that? Blue Cosmos. I refuse to let a girl like that be toyed with and killed by those radicalist bastards." With then hearing that, everybody surprised. Within Aaron saying, "Don't, please." I can tell many of you are shocked. Come on, there's many Alliance soldiers are basically Blue Cosmos sympathizers, and even those in the 8th Fleet wouldn't take any chances in wanting to kill the daughter of the Supreme Chairman. We all know it. So I'm going to say it: either send her back to the plants where she belongs, or you lose an valuable asset in battle. What's it going to be? With then hearing that, with soon Narumi taking a sigh, saying, "Well, we're taking her back." With then Nataro looking at Narumi, saying, "Captain," saying, I was never on board with even using her as a hostage. I'm glad that, Miss Ouster basically didn't scream onto the bridge and take her like she was planning to. To be honest, we're thankful for somebody like you to show up. we'll helm one of the ships, and then we'll give a transfer over. Saying, good. Best one to do it? Use the pilot of the strike. After all, it seems like him and the Aegis pilot know each other after all. With then hearing that, soon George Ouch saying, how do you when I was fighting, when I saw both the Aegis and the strikes basically battling against one another, it seemed like they were more talking and trying to conversate with each other than trying to strike each other down and shoot each other down. So it only makes sense that they were basically that they knew each other, and somehow with then Marumi couldn't help but be shocked with she knows the reason why that Athrun is friends with Kira. With then soon Mu can up and say, all right, seems like a good idea. After all, I'm pretty since Kira is a coordinator, it only makes sense that he has the right to, send her back. Don't you all agree? With hearing this from Mu, within all of them, within the captain saying, I agree. I mean, I know we're at war against the coordinators, but I am a person who doesn't like to see civilians get involved in our wars, especially a girl like that. Saying, definitely. I mean, come on, she's a pop star. You wouldn't just have Zaph on the bad side, you also have Orb. Her songs are pretty damn popular, if I do say so. With then everybody looking at the 18-year-old saying, what? I've listened to her. She's a goddamn angel. At any rate, we'll draw up the contract once she gets back to the Zaph forces. As for me, I'm starving. What you guys got to eat around here? With then hearing that, everybody kind of have a sweat drop at the carefree attitude that Aaron has as he walks out of the briefing room with each and every one of the Alliance soldiers alongside the Vice Minister. Couldn't help but have that of a anxious look. Within Mu saying, damn, that kid is something else. And now it makes sense. He's a mercenary kid. Basically, I think he's a child soldier. With then Narumi saying, it's quite sad. Within Natero thinking, it makes a lot of sense now. I mean, he may act casual, but he seems like the kind of person, he has quite a bit of experience in that of a mobile suit. Not only that, he also said he has an AI, which allows him to pilot his mobile suit so thoroughly and perfectly. So that means if he can help develop an AI for the strike, within Natero looks at Mu saying, oh, now, like he said, it took him a while. It has the OS and the AI has to be perfectly calibrated for each other. And besides, you know how hard it is to develop an AI? I may not be a tech nerd or basically in a boys in lab kind of guy, but let's face it, developing an AI, especially in this time and age right now, is not good, especially on a warship. So, right now, him helping us trying to develop an OS and an AI that works properly together is not going to happen. But that's just for me. With then George Alster saying, but other than that, are you sure we should send the coordinator girl, Lacus Klein, back to Zaph? Why not? With then Narumi saying, Vice Minister, this is off to discussion. Besides having that of a great asset, I refuse to continue using a girl like that for our own means, and that's how it's going to be. Is that understood? With then George Alster basically have an annoyed look and also gritting his teeth, saying, I understand. Well, as he soon straightens up and even adjusts his tie, saying, if you excuse me, I need to see how Flay is doing. With then, he soon leaves. Within, Bailey saying, I'll be heading back to the Montgomery. To be honest, I'm really thankful for that young man for saving our lives. And personally, I really do hope that the three of you choose the right option. Not just as him as an ally, but as that girl as well. With soon him saluting, within the three of them salute back as well. Back with Aaron as he's heading to the mess hall, as he's internally thinking while also grabbing his heart, saying, "Oh, God damn it, God damn it, God damn it. That really overwhelmed me. I was scared out of my mind. I wasn't for sure that they were going to take me seriously." I mean, think about this is not a game anymore. This is real life. If I didn't make the good decisions, hell, if I didn't even make that a convincing story about me being a mercenary, with then saying, "Oh, God damn it, I'm a mercenary now. That means I'm going to have to work for them." Wait, well, as a mercenary, that works out a lot better. Hell, I don't even have to work for the Alliance military. Plus, if the only reason that, well, the Archangel got in trouble was always because of Kira alone. Hell, with me being a mercenary, sure, they'll still get in trouble, but at least they won't have to blame me too much about it. After all, they can't blame a hired gun. But since I told them that I basically made both the Loveless and the Strife, oh boy, who knows what's going to happen. Let's just hope that I'll be able to make it up to them. And besides, they can't scan my Gundam, or either my Gundams. But then, opening up his GP base saying, "Hey, hallelujah, can they scan the Loveless by any chance?" Saying, "They can try, but remember, the Loveless is that of a plastic model, and may be seen real here into their world, but in reality, it's still a Gunpla. And the only reason that it's able to do what it's do is because of your programming. Doubtful they'll be able to scan the programming as well. And besides, all of the data that you have on it is mostly on your GP base. And you made it quite damn secure as well." Saying, you got a point there. Well, let's keep going. I'm still pretty hungry. And given how nervous I am, I'm going to need something to eat. A few minutes ago, with soon the Heliopolis gang being Kira's friends, Moralia, her boyfriend Toll, Sai, Cuzzy, and Flay are currently in the mess hall. With then Flay couldn't help but keep on talking about how Aaron saved them, even saying that since he's also that of a natural, and yet he's able to pilot a mobile suit so well without even being a coordinator. With Sai feeling somewhat, well, down about hearing all of this, that, well, Flay is basically putting Aaron on that of a pedestal. However, to them, his name is Ace. Even being able to develop his own mobile suit is surprisingly shocked for somebody his age. With then Toll saying, "Wow, that's amazing actually. And he's a natural at that?" With then Moralia couldn't help but say, "Well, it's not too surprising. I mean, it takes time and effort to do something like that. And they probably got and if he's from a mercenary company, as he said he is, then they must have had the money to actually be able to build their own mobile suits." With then Cuzzy saying, "But still, are you sure he's really a natural? Being able to pilot a mobile suit that well? It just seems unreal. I mean, Lieutenant Ramius had a hard time even trying to pilot it. But then Kira basically messed with the OS where it'd be able to be piloted, and yet no one else besides him is able to pilot the strike." With then soon Tola saying, "Cuzzy, dude, you're being a downer. Who says that it's impossible for a natural to be a mobile suit pilot? As Flay said, that Ace guy must have worked his butt off and trained hard to be able to pilot it. Heck, it was probably even developed for him directly, so it only makes sense." With then hearing this, but then because he's saying, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, Toll. With then soon the doors from the mess hall begin to open as Kiro basically floats in. With then seeing his friend saying, "Hey guys, Flay, are you?" With then Flay saying, "Thank you, Kira. I'm sorry." With everybody caught off guard and shocked. With even Kira basically the most shocked. With then Flay fidgeting at least a little bit. With soon she's saying, about what I did at Artemis, it was unfair to you. And also the coordinator, Lacus Klein, I even threatened her if the coordinators if Zaf kept on firing at my daddy, that I would kill her. And then there was you. Heck, I basically told you that you to go save my father, and yet I know you couldn't. That you were struggling just as much as everyone else. I'm so stupid. With then Kira saying, No, it's okay. It's all right. It's totally understandable. You were worried for your father, and it's only natural. You were scared for him. But what you did to Lacus, it didn't really shake her up, and she doesn't really blame you. To be honest, she actually understands why you did it. So, but even so, you should probably still apologize to her to make it feel a lot better. With then hearing this, Flay couldn't help but look up to Kira before nodding. With then soon the doors slide open once again, is then Aaron saying, finally, I made it. With soon looking over to the mess hall, saying, please just get me something to eat. I'm starving here. With everybody completely caught off guard, with then Tola saying, isn't that the guy? With then Sai saying, yeah, that's him. With then Kira was completely shocked even more seeing him, as at first he seemed like that of a pretty cool, calm and collected guy, almost somewhat like Moo. But then when he comes to here, he seems so frantic, like he's basically starving for something to eat. As Kira was about to speak up, within Flay standing up from her seat saying, Mr. Ace, over here. Within Aaron getting his food and saying, huh? Oh, hey. With then Sai saying, Flay, where are you? With soon she's saying, come here, sit with us. With then saying, sure. And did you call me Mister? I'm pretty sure I'm only 2 years older than you. With then she's saying, oh, sorry. With then Cuzzy saying, wait, you're 18? With then saying, yeah, I am. Is that hard to believe? With then Moralia couldn't help but say, wait, are you sure you're 18? You look like you're the same age as us. Saying, yeah, I get that a lot. I look way younger than I should. Heck, there was this one time this woman believed that I was actually 14 years old. That was a year ago when I was 17. With then soon Tola saying, damn, I must feel to have looks like yours. You must be lucky. Saying, tell me about it. But looks like this could be a curse. Heck, I'm afraid once I reach the age of actually drinking limit, I'm basically going to be having to show my ID to everybody, even though I'm actually 20. Even though I'd be actually 20. The curses of basically looking so young. It's a pain. With hearing that, everybody couldn't help but have that of a sweat drop from that of the, interdimensional pilot. With Flay being the only one actually laughing. With then soon Sai looking actually somewhat annoyed but more curious on why Flay is acting like this. With then Kira saying, so, your name is? Yeah, name's Ace. As for if you want to know about my real name, I don't know it. Like I told Miss Klein. With then soon with then Kira saying, oh, right. With then Morales saying, you don't know your real name? Saying, nope. Haven't been able to remember it ever since I was a kid. Basically, I lost my memories. With then soon Tola saying, man, I'm so sorry, man. Saying, don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. I mean, I've had people, as long as I had somewhat of a good childhood and people looking after me, that's all that matters. Nothing more, nothing less. With then hearing this, everybody couldn't help but agree with him. But then soon, he looks over to Kira saying, hey, you're the pilot of the strike, right? Kira Yamato, as they called you. That the captain and the ensign and commander told me that was your name. With then Kira basically surprised saying, huh? Oh, yeah, that's my name. Saying, well, pleasure to meet you. Well, I hear that you're quite the genius, after all, especially even for a coordinator, to be fair. With then soon everybody shocked, with then Kira saying, wait, genius? Saying, I mean, dude, I heard what the captain said about you basically able to rewrite an entire OS mid-battle and basically getting one of those damn the strike Gundam to work. I mean, I heard the rumors that the OS for those Gundams were basically shit. But God, it takes the cake, to be fair. With then soon Tola saying, Gundams? With then Kira saying it was the name of the operating system for the G weapons. It spells out Gundam. Saying, well, that's their actual names, to be fair. The names, they're basically the numbers and letters are the GAT is basically for the series of mobile suits, while the numbers are its designation, and the last is basically what its code name is. And Gundam is what it's truly is as well. So the Strike Gundam, with then Aaron eating more of his food, saying, "Ugh, never been a big fan of military food. Good, has good protein, but horrible at taste." With then Tola could help but say, "I agree with you there, man. Totally." With then Moralia basically elbowing her boyfriend. With then soon Kira could say, "Your mobile suit, what's it called?" With then as Aaron stops eating his food again, saying, "Huh? Oh, the Loveless, actually." With then Sai saying, "Loveless? Why is it called that?" With then saying, it's called the FF7 GGC Loveless. It's a Gundam that me and my company have been developing for literal years. We've been getting the parts, the frame, and everything we needed for its development entirely. However, after everybody in the private military has died, I was the only one left to finally develop it. I did have some helps from those of Morgan Reed to get the materials and everything else needed to finish it up. But other than that, I finished up that bad boy all by myself. With then soon, Ariel was shocked and surprised that what Flay said was the truth. With Flay even feeling more and more, happy for herself that what she said was true. With everybody believing her now. With then Aaron saying, even though it's military food, it still hit the spot. I was really starving. With then soon saying, well, I'm about to get some sleep before I head out. With then soon Flay saying, you're going? Saying, oh yeah. After all, we're sending back Lacus Klein back to Zaf Force so she can go back to the plants. Oh yeah, Kira, you better get ready too and take her back. You're going to be the one doing the exchange with the Aegis. With then Suit saying, wait, I am? With then, because he's saying, whoa, but you're here. why don't you? I literally just killed 5 of their pilots and took out at least 15 of their mobile suits without killing their pilots. Even destroyed their Nazca class ship. You really expect them to actually listen to me? I'll just be on standby, that's all, while the exchange goes on. Within hearing this, soon everybody was completely caught off guard by Aaron's words, saying, You'll be fine. Besides, if I recall, Athranzala trusts you, Kira. Within Kira's eyes widening in shock and surprise, saying, You know Atherin? Saying, we'll talk later. Well, until then, I'll see you in 30 minutes or so. Within Aaron soon leaving, within Tola saying, that guy is so mysterious, but also cool and pretty awesome to get along with, actually. Within Moralia saying, he's a bit of a dork, and I can tell he's also a bit of annoying as well. But he does seem pretty normal, especially for a mercenary. Within Sai saying, I don't know. I mean, a private military company able to develop their own mobile suits? It doesn't seem right. Don't you think? It seems like he's hiding things even more. With Flay being annoyed at her fiance, saying, Sai, why are you being so suspicious of him? I mean, he literally saved all of us, after all. And so what if he's a mercenary? I mean, mercenaries aren't part of the military. They're basically their own people and do their own things. That's just how it is. Soon everybody else is even more surprised. However, both Kira and Sai were surprised on Flay is basically defending this guy that she just met so easily, like it's nothing. Soon she's saying, if Kira, if you plan on taking Miss Klein out, I want to apologize. Soon, so Kira saying, sure, follow me, Flay. Kira began blushing as he's going to be walking or rather floating alongside the girl he has a crush on, after all, even though she is his friend Sai's fiance. Back with Zaf, as Atherin is currently in his Aegis Gundam, saying, so we're going to be doing an exchange? On the screen being that of Raoul Lacroixet. Lacroixet saying, yes, you're going to be receiving that of Miss Klein, and we'll be sending her back to the plants once this is all done. The strike will be the one taking her out. Saying, understood. As for me, I'll be on the standby to make sure that it goes well. However, if I do get the chance to strike at the legged ship, or if the strike tries anything, I won't be afraid to shoot it down. Atherin was caught off guard with the words of his commander, saying, but look, Commander Lacroixet, I understand how you feel, but like we said, destroying the legged ship and the strike is more important. I know that the pilot is supposed to be your friend, but if he does try anything, then we have to, no matter what it takes. After saying, I know Kira, he won't. That's just the kind of person he is. Soon, it was now time to send them out, as the Aegis soon goes on the launch pad saying, Athranzala, Aegis, launching. On the Archangel, the launch bay also begins to prepare, as the strike is already on the catapult deck. The Loveless is on standby, as it's also preparing to launch as well. Kira saying, are you sure you're comfortable enough, Lacus? Saying, I'm fine. Thank you for worrying about me, Kira. And thank you for looking after me here on the ship as well. Kira couldn't help but smile, saying, don't mention it. I was just glad I could help. With then, soon, Kira saying, "This is Kira Yamato. Strike Gundam, ready to go." With then, soon, the Strike Gundam flies out as it's using its ale pack. As it soon flies out to the rendezvous area. Before then, both Lacroix's CGUE and Aaron's Loveless Gundam launches out as well. But then Aaron saying, "The CGUE is going to be out here." Knowing Lacroix said he'll take that pot shot to try and take out Kira. However, I already know that Lacus is going to stop him, but this is my perfect time to truly introduce myself to that bastard Lacroix. And how fun it would be to basically make a fool of the worst Char clone in the Gundam franchise. With Aaron basically having his arms across his head. However, in the cockpit, he's not wearing his regular clothes as he was before. He's currently in that of an Earth Alliance pilot suit, as the colors are black and gray with a touch of white as well. With then Alleluia on the screen saying, "So, you're not so worried about this?" Saying, "Nope. If we're going to be stuck here for the time being, I want to try and make some changes while I can." And knowing on how well kind-hearted and caring Lacus is, and a good judge of character she is, she already knows that I'm the kind of person that's kind of kind-hearted. But so she'll be able to trust me in the future once everything goes to shit, that I know it will. With then soon Alleluia basically shoving his shoulders with saying, "Whatever you say, Aaron." With it saying, "It looks like the exchange is about to begin." Saying, "Oh yeah, I got it." As he soon opens that of an open comm channel and soon listens to that of the discussion between Kira and Athrun, as it goes on as before, with Athrun trying his best to convince Kira to come with him, that the Earth Alliance are just using him. But then Kira basically makes the point as he did as before, and basically said that his friends are on the ship and that he needs to protect them until they reach back to Orb. And with that, soon Athrun was saying that, and if that's the case, then the next time we see each other, I won't be afraid to shoot you down. With then soon, as the two get closer, and Lacus is about to leave the Strike's cockpit, Raoul Lacroix was about to shoot his beam rifle. Before then, Aaron switches to his mobile suit form and then shoots his beam rifle at Lacroix. With then soon with Lacroix basically saying, "What the? How did he?" With then saying, "Found you, Lacroix." With then saying, "You really think you could take a pot shot at the Supreme Chancellor's daughter? Now, where the hell would you get that idea?" With then soon, as Lacroix brings out his beam saber, as Aaron does the same as well, as the two clash. With then, while clashing, Aaron tries to shoot more and more shots from his beam rifle. With then Lacroix dodging each shot as he's about to strike back at Aaron. But then Lacus speaks up saying, "That is enough. I am Lacus Klein of the Memorial Service Committee. Commander Lacroix, do you plan on fighting while a member of the committee is here?" With then hearing this, Lacroix gets annoyed at the fact that he's being talked down by Lacus, as he wouldn't care about shooting her, as that's exactly what he wanted to do. But then soon saying, "No, of course not, miss. What I'm doing is completely unnatural of me, and ungraceful as well as that of Commander of Zaf." With then Lacus saying, "And Mr. Ace, I can tell that you are a kind person trying to look after your friend Kira, but did you really need to shoot as well? Please stop this bickering and fight at once." With then hearing this, soon Aaron couldn't help but grab both of the, heart light controls, and then soon put away his beam rifle and beam saber, before then going into that of a graceful bow and bow, saying, "Of course, Princess Klein. How foolish of me to do such a barbaric and uncouth matter as well. Please, Athranzala, please take your fiancée and head and to somewhere safe where she doesn't need to be exposed to war any longer." With then Atherin hearing his name from Aaron once again, saying, Who are you, really? And how do you know that I was the pilot of the Aegis?" Saying, "All will be said in due time, my friend. In due time. But until then, we'll meet again on the battlefield once more." With that, saying, "Kira, let's get back to the Archangel. I'm guessing you're giving us that of a 5-hour head start. Lacroix it. After all, you still need the time to send Lacus back to the plants. Am I right?" With then Lacroix getting annoyed, even though you can't see it behind his mask, he truly is, saying, "Of course. It's only fair and natural." After hearing that, with then Aaron basically internally in his mind saying, "Like hell, you would basically shoot us down whenever you get the chance. You're only doing this for basically appearances. When we get the chance, I can't wait to kill you, you genocidal reject clone." With then soon, Aaron switching the Loveless back to its mobile armor form, and at full speed passes the Strike Gundam. With then Kira trying to catch up back with Aaron. With then Lacroix saying, "Aaron, return back to the Vesalius." Saying, "Yes, sir." As the Zap pilots head back to their main ship as well. With then soon Kira saying, You think she's going to be safe, Mr. Ace?" Saying, "No, Mr. Crap 2. Seriously, I'm 2 years older than you guys, and yes, Lacus Klein will be safe. After all, she's a celebrity on the plants. It'd be crazy to hurt an angel like her." With then hearing that, Kira couldn't help but smile, saying, I guess you're right." After the two pilots agree with each other, they soon head back. They finally arrive back at the Archangel. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. And, well, what did you guys think? I know this is one of the longest chapters I've ever recorded in my whole fucking life. So yeah, I hope it was worth it. After all, I wanted for Aaron to make that of a story on how he has a mobile suit and how he has the skills and experience to pilot it. After all, you think that they're going to believe that he's basically a pilot that from another world where Gundam is basically a anime / manga / novel / video game series? Doubtful. So yeah, him being that of a mercenary from a private military company that's now basically been extinct sounds a lot more likely. In a way, this origin story is more reminiscent to that of Bullet from Blaze Blue, if you guys have played the Blaze Blue games and know about Bullet's origins. So yeah, at any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to keep up to date with my videos when I upload. Also, check out my Discord, gaming channel, main channel, and Patreon. All linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later, guys, and I hope you all take care.